Welcome everyone to the Vermin sermon. I guess this is more of a Boxing Day special than it is a Christmas special because of when it's being recorded. Today we have two very special guests, CraptasticJack and StraightUpHippo. Y'all introduce yourselves. Okay?
While
Succinct.
his blood clots.
Yep.
Here's the boys.
As expected.
Special back.
Since Christmas passed, I think it would be cool if we just went over some of the stuff that we got for ourselves or we were given through family. I know one of my friends, he was given like $230 and now he's like looking. No, it was like $330 and he's looking for a steering wheel. Lucky guy.
Let's go.
I don't know no brown kid that gets given $200 for Christmas.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
Definitely not.
That is not. That's a Caucasian.
Yeah.
I don't know no brown kid that got any more than 20 quid for Christmas.
Oh, no, Cam. Yeah, my family, but the money might be stolen, so you just take the 400.
Yeah, you don't
Nice.
bro.
Oh yeah, no, I'm the outlier.
Yeah. I guess I should.
I'm a
Might as well go first. So Soul and Stelia, you guys will know that as soon as we're done with Vermin Sermon, I have to tell you guys, okay, I'm gonna log off and close Discord because I can't render the thing while also being in a Discord call. I tried that once and like both things crashed.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, I got a RAM upgrade for my laptop, so now that is gonna be cool. I now have 32 gigs of RAM. I can finally. I'm gonna test it out. Because it also might also be a CPU thing, but I'm not gonna go around changing the CPU on a laptop. That's not really how it works. But that should come in handy quite a lot. Also, just for future engineering stuff and whatever job we'll get. A couple other things. I got an Xbox Series X controller. The Xbox One, my controller, the micro USB. Like, okay, whoever came up with micro USB, your life is not valuable. I just want you to know that. It is so horrible.
Let's go.
It like the port, it sucks. It's broken now. It disconnects often, and I was like, I need a new controller. Might as well get the new Series 1 USB-C. There are actually a lot of. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. What are you saying?
Yeah, I've got one. It's pretty good.
I had that exact same problem.
Yeah, no, it's of course it's the micro USB sucks. Oh,
No, it actually does. No, I agree. It happened with me. That's why I had to buy a new controller.
yeah.
Really?
It wasn't even a broken trigger because I repaired that. It was the fact that it wouldn't charge unless it was on a weird angle.
Yeah.
I'm still using my fucking GameStop knockoff Xbox 360 controller USB, and it works perfectly fine. Like,
The only thing GameStop's good for, not even the reviews of all their games. Stop writing reviews, please.
Bro. CJ, you need to catch up with this generation, man.
catch up. I'm a fucking
you're
geezer.
on the geezer
two generations behind, bro.
Yeah, I'm a fucking geezer.
Yo, CJ, talk about that. My cousin in like the during the living room, he's like Midnight Club LA on the P3. Fuck, I'm staying in that generation actually. That's a great one. Fuck,
Yeah.
I've been playing
Yeah.
that recently.
The generation
Yeah,
that
that's
brought
kind
us
of true, to be fair.
good racing.
They're like
games.
exchange shit. Woo!
Oh yeah. One of the things about the controller, there's a lot of subtle differences that actually like the fact that there's like a matte sort of finish on the shoulder buttons. It's so weird to like go so in depth on a controller, but nerding out a little bit. I didn't like that on the one. They almost like slipped, and like because my hands are basically sweat generators. It's terrible, but the grips and everything else is like. I was thinking this is just an Xbox One controller with a USB-C port. That's basically what it looks like.
And the D-pad.
Yeah. The D-pad's nicer. Like, I'm genuinely surprised with something that looks so similar to something else. Just the advantages it has.
How you can refine it,
Pretty happy
yeah.
with that.
So it's the small things that make it a better experience to you like
Oh,
use
yeah.
overall.
Yeah. It's.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with that. Another thing, I didn't get this for Christmas, but I guess I convinced my mom. It was a sale on a monitor, and we also had like Best Buy rewards saved up quite a bit, right? So it overall cost us about $140-ish bucks, but it was an ultra wide 75 hertz monitor. I was gonna take it to college and just to have for productivity, because when you have like it's awful when you have like a lab report and then like a template and then your PDF of instructions and then like 3 Excel sheets and it's cancer. But now I can like see everything. But I was like, oh, I'll try playing a couple games on it, and I'm completely addicted. Like oh my
I have the
gosh,
solution for that. I have the solution for that if you have all that shit.
yeah.
Don't go to college.
Oh yeah. That's the
Nah,
trained.
you know what?
Fuck uni, eh?
Big
I'll go.
fact.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
Anyone
Why
wants
did
to
you-
go? It was a very good time. I enjoyed it.
Why?
Oh, yeah,
Why
no,
go to college?
me
You can just
too.
be like posted up at the fucking grocery store, like bagging like groceries. Like,
Yeah, no,
legit. You don't have to worry about
college was-
Excel.
You
You don't have
do
to worry
both. Do
about
both.
fucking engineering.
Yeah.
You don't have to
My
worry
son
Straight
does
in.
about
both.
boring nerd shit.
Go to
Yep.
uni and college. Go to uni and colleges. Don't do the work.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Problem, isn't it?
Yeah,
Problem.
sure.
You have so many people here doing that, like that just hang around the uni area that just don't go to uni. It's like, what are you doing? What's up?
Legit.
Bruh.
Legit.
Where's your classes?
There's an area near me where there's a community college and then there's like an actual like uni, and you'll just see a lot of like the community college kids just kind of like posted up on like the uni campus, just kind of like hanging out, like using their shit.
Punch them out. They're like, yo, bro, I should do here.
What's actually
Low.
the difference?
Community college is like there's like community college is more so just like 2 years. And it's run by like the county or the state, and it's really cheap. It's like very cheap. I go to community college. And then university is just your typical university, costs an arm and a leg, snobby people, smells like shit. You have to live in a dorm. Yeah. So
A couple things I can
Smells
add.
like shit coming from you, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yo, bro, that-
Some of them
Yeah,
do
can't say
require
that
you to
shit.
be on campus, but me and some roommates, we rent out in a apartment a little bit. It's not that far away, and there's like a ton of restaurants and stuff.
if you're doing that, then that's
Oh yeah, dude, it's like I don't
Yeah,
know like
no
the
one-
square
no one's
footage or
fighting.
anything, but it's really spacious and it's only like $300.
yo. If I
like
if you're in an
300,
apartment-
holy cow, that is not that much. For
If
rent.
you're living in an apartment, that's all fine and dandy. But if you were living in a dorm, if I had to live in a dorm, I'd resign to go taste test shotguns. Like, bruh. that shit's-
Yeah,
And
clean your shotgun with your mouth a little bit. Yeah, no, I get you.
I
yeah.
got a dorm story that evacuated the whole dorm. It was one of my friends, Gene, and this fucking idiot, right? So he was ape, right? And he's doing clouds. He sets off sprinklers in like the common room, which sets off all the sprinklers in the dorm. Like they have to evacuate the whole hall. He just comes outside. Because fucking idiot.
Dang.
Yeah, my friend Colin, he goes to college out in Reading, and he has his own apartment, like his own apartment, and it is it is very
Fade him
nice.
out, bro.
Maybe
You-
maybe
you
it's,
Just
maybe it's
de-dust him.
Breaking.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
wow.
de-dust him. Everyone knows where he lives now.
Yeah.
all right.
On my way.
Yeah. You don't know if it's
I'm gonna have to go back to this 1.5 hour, however long this thing, and edit it just because of you, CJ. You should.
Yeah,
feel terrible.
CJ, all you gotta do is quick Google of your Twitter following and boom.
Yeah, CJ, on my way.
I don't
Yeah.
think
Fire now.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you gotta have one of them, bro. He's not an alien.
he knows you. He'll welcome you with open arms. He knows you.
I'll fit it. Let's drink. Let's go.
Yeah.
Apartment warming. Let's go.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say is
Oh
like,
god, I
you
got
can't-
loads to do.
You can't
Maybe-
DDoS Delio anyway.
maybe it's
Yeah.
I'll DDoS myself right now. 35 Rolls Road.
Excuse me. All right. Wow.
but no maybe
Nah, fuck it.
maybe it's because like this is he's the first in our friend group to actually have his own place, so we're all like, whoa, this is cool. But like what's really funny is whenever he cooks, like a lot of the time it sets off the fire alarm. Doesn't matter what he's
Fuck.
cooking, sets off the fire alarm.
Why? Is he
Unfortunately.
cooking normally?
Well, he was making stromboli in it. He said like, and he's like, hey, by the way, the fire alarm might go off.
Stromboli.
That
Stromboli,
sounds
yeah.
hinge. What
Fuck
food
is
is
a
that?
Stromboli, bro?
That sounds like what like Croatian slave cunts who go to war eat. Stromboli.
No,
How's
This
that?
sounds like
Italian.
Italian food to me.
It is Italian. It's a basically
I
it's,
know.
a, it's basically like a bread turnover filled with various Italian cheeses and vegetables.
Ooh.
And
That
like
sounds fair.
it is very good. I'll put a picture
sounds
of it
great.
in the thing.
Yeah, go for it.
It is very
Put it on the
good.
screen of the video right now so the viewers can see this is a stromboli.
Oh
It's
my
not an
gosh.
instrument, believe it or not.
Yeah, no, I'm not editing this. Just letting y'all know ahead of time.
Yeah.
Nope.
A
No,
lot
it
of
looks
the
good.
a lot of
Yeah, that looks
pizzerias,
like
right?
some basic shit you'd enjoy, bro.
Wow.
It's
Looks
not
good,
basic
though.
at all. It's not basic.
No,
at
that
all.
looks
Bread, bro.
No,
Just bread.
Sorry,
with
it doesn't
filling.
take 5 hours to prepare. Like,
Yeah,
bread and
anything
filling,
where you
bro.
have to fill bread is a bore. Like,
Yeah, bro.
unless it's
bread and
lasagna, that's
filling,
not that
bro.
bad. That's
Like, I bet it's something that if you found it store bought, it would be really basic. But then you go to like
Oh, yeah.
Italy, and then
Oh,
some
I know
guy
what you mean.
spends like 5 hours.
Yeah, go to the
making it,
corner
and then
store,
It's gonna
yeah.
taste ridiculous.
there's a real. I'm blessed to be where I live because there's a lot of Italian immigrants
Blessed.
who live in my area.
Blessed to
who
be in
own pizzerias.
Allentown. Wow.
Oh no.
Yeah, but no, there's like
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot of Italian immigrants where I live. The further you go into America, the more into the interior of America you go, the less like true
Interior.
Italian, Italian pizzerias and things there
This
are.
guy just said, "I am blessed.
Interior.
Yeah.
I am blessed." Bro, you
Bro,
know
I
what
mean-
blessed means, bro.
Bro, you have to go
Blessed,
into the
uh,
interior.
You live in America, bro. You're not blessed.
Bro,
I
you're in
mean,
the
You might be
Are
somewhat.
they in the-
You might be somewhat unfortunate.
But
he's blessed compared to other cunts. Imagine if you're in Nashville right now. Fact.
Yeah,
Sounds
let's not
tasty.
get into that. Ugh.
Yeah, no, that's just ROP. And why he's doing that shit on Christmas, bro? Relax, please. Like,
Yeah.
it's been a hard enough year. Fuck.
It's ridiculous. But yeah, what do you guys either get from others, from family members, or you get yourselves? those are
I
the main two
actually
things.
I got an Oculus Quest 2.
Oh snap! Really?
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
Hey,
I-
okay.
So I dropped.
Don't you already have a VR headset, bro?
Yeah, I dropped
that
it.
better
but
one.
The nighttime was a bit weird. When I'd be racing at night, it was a bit weird because I dropped it. And plus,
Wait, what?
You're doing something booky, bro. You're doing something booky. There's no way you dropped it in a break. At night time
it-
when you're racing, now you're doing
I
something.
believe
Bruh.
CJ would have dropped that.
No.
bro.
Actually, it's that
Yeah.
little booty.
CJ was doing the kawaii things, bro. He was giving them.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, bro. He had the body pillow and that. Body pillow.
No.
You good, bro?
And reload with the.
I was,
reload.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything you can say that's gonna make me believe
No.
it, to be honest.
I was racing in the nighttime, like on like dirt rally.
Racing
too.
those
Nighttime-
ropes.
It was nighttime in game, and I took off my headset and I dropped it on my table, and I picked it up, and the basically when I played it, like there was like this bright light coming, kind of like emanating from like the one like lens, so it just looked kind of weird. Like it still worked fine, but it just looked weird when I was racing at night, and also there's a really bad screen door effect. So I wanted to eliminate that. So the Quest 2 is very good in eliminating the screen door effect, and it's a lot more portable. And then other than that, I just got clothing, and I'm also gonna be getting a mini
Clothing?
Oh, that's brief.
Sorry, that made me laugh. You just-
Actually, no. Last Christmas. It looks goofy. It looks real goofy.
Clothing.
I actually asked for a certain sweater. Hold on. Y'all keep going. I'll come back to it and then post it.
Yeah, I
in
gotta
the
pull that back
service you
because
guys
CJ,
can-
just the way you said clothing, the delivery.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't
Apparel.
specify the clothing. It's just like, what did you get? You would have been like VR.
I
What did
got
you get?
VR
Oh,
and apparel.
I got VR and then I also got socks. It was pretty good.
I got flannel, just some flannel shirts.
Oh, they don't have it anymore. Well, basically, it was band merch, but it was like a Mastodon Christmas. It looks ridiculous. It's so goofy. I love it. That's like the only piece of clothing I would genuinely be like, oh, this is cool. But yeah, that's that. That was like last year though. I didn't get any clothing this time.
That's his hardcore lyrics in cursive. I like those Christmas tweets where it says like "fuck your whole life," but it's in cursive. It's really polite. Really polite how you said that.
Yeah. Of course. So
Yeah,
moving
I
on. Who else?
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that I quickly got I got fucking skateboard. Pretty cool.
Dang.
Got a fucking
Go
penny
for it.
board.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
penny,
fucking
nice,
sick. That's something
nice.
that I'm gonna figure out soon. Also got a CPU upgrade that I bought for myself. So, but
Hey.
Mobo
What
is coming
CPU?
tomorrow? Yeah, so I've got a 3900X that is literally in the old motherboard, but the old motherboard doesn't work. I've had complications. It's really long. I can't be asked to explain it because it's just long. That's one thing about PCs. Some people like really take pride in theirs. I treat mine like a fucking workstation. As soon as there's something in there, I lock it up. I like having the tempered glass and that, it just looks pretty cool. But
Yeah.
that shit stays closed, bro. That shit does not get opened until I next need to do some shit to it. I just keep it in a corner and locked away.
Yo,
So
that's
as soon
like,
as-
that's
yeah.
that's like the difference between cunts who have cars with the hoods and the guys who don't have hoods on their cars. Like it's legal here because something's always breaking. They're having to fix it. Like I don't
Yeah.
want to bother seeing shit break all the time and having to tune everything. I just want you to go.
But yeah, pretty gassed tomorrow when it comes, so I can finally build it and finish Cyberpunk in 4040p at an acceptable frame rate. It's going to be fantastic.
Acceptable,
Yeah.
reasonable
Oh, it's
frames.
gonna be great.
Actually, wait, Cam, do you have a 1440p monitor? I'm
yes,
assuming
recently.
that's why. Okay.
Yeah, I bought
Because,
one quite recently.
The thing is, if you're playing at 1080p and you're like, man, this sucks, I have to scale down. It's mainly because of the fact that from 1440p to 1080p, they don't scale correctly. So it's gonna look blurrier than an actual like 1080p screen. Like if you had
that
a,
explains it.
yeah, 4K is exactly 4 times as many and like in both directions as 1080p. So if you're on a 4K monitor, you scale down to 1080p, it's gonna look just as good as 1080p actually looks.
Yeah.
But from 1440p to 1080p, that's why it's probably like really crappy feeling because it's like, man, this sucks. It actually sucks more than it actually normally would. It's just the fact that it don't scale correctly. So that's
I'm hoping,
what's weird about it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I should be able to get like, because the monitor I've got is like 144 frames, so
Hey,
I'm hoping
that's
that
nice.
I'll probably run it at 1080 anyway, but like max out the frames anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I play at 1080p in my 1440p monitor, and it explains a lot. Like, it looks so shit compared to 1440p, but I can't play 1440p because the game runs
Right.
like shit at 1440p.
Fuck.
How I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We Sol and I talked a lot about our issues with Cyberpunk last episode, but I guess we can just sort of like I guess because obviously you've mentioned you have it. CJ, have you played Cyberpunk at all?
I've seen my friend play, but I have not played it. I
Yeah,
saw
I
him
played
play.
it.
I'm like, yeah, and then I watched him play, and like cops just spawn on top of him,
And
and
just leave.
palm trees everywhere. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, nah.
Oh, that's a sounds curse again.
I bet some people had the nightmare experience with this game, eh? Like, depending how badly the game like fucks you over in that regard, is like how your experience would be.
Yeah.
I feel.
Oh yeah,
No, like,
learning,
I had a few game breaking bugs. I think I had 2 or 3, but
dang.
overall my like experience with the game has been pretty smooth. Other than the frames on the first few days, they patched it. And yeah, I've not really had that many. There's been 1 or 2 times that I've had to reboot, but other than that, it's been pretty alright, to be honest.
Right. Yeah.
Nice.
One of my friends has it real bad, and he hasn't been able to figure out what it is. He has an RTX 2070 Super, and it uses like 70% of his it uses like 40% of his graphics card. So like I get much better performance than he does on my Founders Edition 1080. It's really upsetting.
That's great.
It's like 1080p minimum at like 40 FPS because it just doesn't use his graphics card. It just doesn't work. Every other game it runs fine. He's basically done everything he can except for fully reinstall Windows, which is kind of frustrating. So I don't know. It's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. Yeah.
But yeah, like I've not obviously not finished the game yet, so I can't really talk about the story or whatever. And I wouldn't want to spoil it anyway, but yeah, no, I've really been enjoying Cyberpunk. It's the one game, even though it's broken and whatever. The pure scale of it, the game hasn't been broken enough to the point where I can't play it on my computer. Even after the patch, I was getting like a solid 60 on 1080p.
Right.
But like, no, I've really been enjoying Cyberpunk for the most part. It's the one game recently that I actually want to go back to and play, and I haven't had that feeling with the game in fucking ages.
That is
so.
exactly like on the
Neither.
hit the nail on the head.
Come
That's
on.
exactly with me. I have a weird taste in games, right? I couldn't even finish God of War on PS4. I know that's like
I couldn't either. I'm gonna
like,
wait to the
it
PS5
just,
before I play it again.
and I don't know. I don't find a lot of games that I guess most people would find enjoyable as enjoyable. Like Cam, I don't know if you know this. I counted. I think I've replayed Need for Speed 2015 8 times. I have problems. I beat the game for Stelio and for another friend, and maybe another friend actually.
Frank,
I think it was 3 people. I don't know. And then I just
we're
it's
throwing you back into the
I got
fire.
problems,
Get
man.
back in there.
I got God.
Yeah.
I beat
Get back
Payback
to the
like
pit.
4 or 5 times.
Dang, wow. Yeah.
And
I
two
think
of
I
those-
went back to
two
it.
of those times were in one sitting as well. So like,
Oh fuck!
That's wow. That's like you actually just tortured yourself there, but
yeah, that
ouch.
You did waterboarding, but with the water drops on the cars in the garage.
That's literally what they're probably using Gitmo or something. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. And actually, like the most recent time was I did it on through live streams. The game's AI is so brain dead. I was able to beat the game without doing any horsepower performance upgrades. And Steelio, you were telling me that, like, you know, if I'm gonna do Eddie's challenge, because Eddie's challenge is quite a bit harder. There's no way I'm gonna beat it with the stock Murcielago. I'm gonna have to buy an Aventador.
Surely.
In the stream, I bought an Aventador, right? Bought the handling bits, tuned it, and then I was able to beat all the events with the Murcielago. I didn't even use the Aventador. It just sat in my garage. Yeah, the game is
abandoned.
I'm like actually brutally exhausted of that game now. I just played it so many freaking times. But
So I hit that moment playing the game the first time because I had like 2,000 hours in like 3 months.
Oh my gosh!
Like,
Yeah, you definitely have more hours than
something
I do.
human as fuck.
Yeah.
Nearly missing my exam because I'm
Oh
playing
my
Need
gosh.
for Speed 2015.
Oh wow.
Having to speed down the hill like I'm fuck it. It's like someone's like yelling at me for like speeding past them. Mate, I got this fucking Kim test on, mate. I'm bursting.
Hey.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cyberpunk definitely it lit something which like no other game has. It's definitely my game of the year this year, I think.
Has
Yeah,
it been
like,
like
I think-
haven't felt this feeling in ages in gaming?
Yeah.
Right.
definitely.
Oh,
That is
I need to play
the
Fuck.
same thing with me. Like, because with most games, I don't know. Maybe I think it's just a part of me getting older. Just a lot of games just don't. I don't know. Like it'll seem appealing
Appeal.
on the surface, but then when I try it out, it's like I'd rather just not.
This
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's a
year,
substance. Yeah.
this year really hasn't. There really hasn't been anything that's really kind of like been like, oh my god, this is like amazing. I want to play this like 24/7. Like there's a lot of okay games. Like Dirt 5 is okay. Microsoft Flight Simulator I really enjoy, but like it's
That's hardly even a
very-
game. It's like,
Yeah, that's the
arguably-
thing. That's kind
Even
of
if we
like,
count the simulator game, CJ still like they didn't feel like they like
No, it
jumped them
wasn't-
in that hard.
It wasn't really that. Like flying around Philadelphia and like having all the buildings there and
Philly.
like and all that. That was
The
really
chicks
cool. Like I love doing that, but
Yeah.
the thing is like I have to be in a certain mood for that, you know. And when I am in that mood, it is very
Stoned.
fun. But I'm talking about like something that like I'm looking, but it's like something I'm looking forward to playing every day. The only
VR
thing that,
headset.
the only thing I've been really like
Nah, that would be mad, you know.
what
Playing
Cooked in the
fucking
VR
flight
headset
simulator,
flying.
stoned, bro.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, he's like,
The
yeah.
VR
Dude,
headset's
VR.
stoned,
Get a
Unironically-
Thrustmaster flight stick. One of those.
I
They
have
make
a-
those
I
too.
have one.
bro.
I
Oh
have
gosh.
Bro,
I have a
actually be
threat- I-
floating, bro.
I have a
You got
Thrustmaster
fatigue during
flight
the
stick.
Oh my.
And also VR just got released for Flight Sim the other day. Like it
Yeah,
came
I'm
out.
in. The,
Oh, sick.
yeah, I'm in the sky IRL right now off this pack.
Yeah.
So I'm in this flight
That's probably
sim.
what
That'd be
it
cool.
feels
But the only thing that's really kind of made me like I've been really excited for and I've been very pleased with is the DLC for American Truck Simulator.
Go
Yeah,
make a DLC. Look at that.
The Idaho DLC and the Colorado DLC were both very good, very fantastic.
Bro, they added 2 states to DLC. That's the DLC they got.
My
Yeah,
dad
it's
does.
truck simulator,
My
funny.
dad's on that Truck Simulator DLC IRL right now. Because they're on his way
I
to
mean,
like
but I mean,
I'd
like
be on Need for Speed
Colorado or
IRL.
something.
But yeah.
the way, and this is really cool because the way SCS does live service, because they have 2 games that are considered live service. All the updates that like add new things to the game, new trucks and everything, that's all free. But like the DLC, like the states and the new countries that they add are all DLC. But the DLC are like $15 and they're very, very, very well detailed. Yeah, for Euro Truck, they're adding Spain and Portugal in the next expansion.
The whole the countries. Fuck.
Yeah. But no, like, I mean, it is like I use my wheel a lot, obviously, for it, and it is probably one of the most satisfying games, one of the most complete games I've ever played. Like, it is just so like American Truck Simulator is just so relaxing.
It's like
like-
a true sim.
But like
and like-
it's not a true sim because
nothing
as
will ever be
my
a true sim until
as-
you do it. There's
yeah.
no such thing as a true sim.
as
Yeah.
my dad would have it, like you don't have that true experience of going to a truck stop and then someone like actually telling him to go back to his own country, because that's happened quite a few times. It's truck stops, like okay, I don't like to point the racism finger, but truck stops are pretty high up there in terms of like percent chance of racism there. And truck stops are, I don't know, they're somewhere up there.
But
in
like
the hierarchy.
you can't beat the feeling. But you can't beat the feeling of driving down the what's it called, the $1 Million Highway in Colorado, and you're coming. I just swapped the engine in my Peterbilt, so it's a Cummins engine. And it sounds so good. Jake braking the entire way down, going and like you're on the cliff speeding. Like that's such a awesome
You're
feeling.
speeding.
Oh my god.
Yeah, of course I am.
Yeah, nice. No, like see, it's like CJ. When are they adding the racism NPC dialogue? DLC. Make it more realistic.
All you have to do is go on the Euro Truck Simulator multiplayer, and you'll have some Turkish people yelling at you. Like,
hey, there we go.
Actually, CJ, I got a question about the truck sim games. Do you have to like rebuild your engine after you hit a certain amount of miles, like in general, like, reliability?
No.
Interesting.
No.
Okay. Because
you just click a button and everything's repaired.
Oh wow.
CJ,
really?
you should do like IRL style truck sims where you're just chugging back fucking like caffeine pills.
Yeah.
I've been up for 50 hours. I gotta deliver this load.
You know, CJ, I mean, like, obviously, actual truck driving is a much different thing, but like, if you somehow manage to enjoy it, like, it does pay pretty well. But
I
it
was
does get
considering my uncle actually is a truck driver. He does local deliveries. Like his job every day is pretty much just to drive between Allentown and New York City every day delivering shit. So I in my college actually teaches get people to get their CDLs. So I was thinking it'd be cool to spend a year being a cross country truck driver, being able to see like the country, and then after a year, just be like a local truck driver or CDL, or maybe a garbage truck driver or something.
Yeah, you will learn a lot about geography, because like because my dad's been all around the country. He doesn't know that much about like Alaska and stuff. He only like the 48 contingent states.
Yeah.
But yeah, he like that's like the one thing I'm like my dad knows.
I mean, this is a big area for truckers, so like I can find a job easily if I wanted to. I mean, the world's North America's largest warehouse is less than a mile from my house. So
interesting.
Distant.
Yeah. I don't know how we got onto this topic of truck driving, but Saul, I don't think you mentioned Chris stuff you got for Christmas or stuff you got yourself.
I don't really feel like Christmas, so I don't really get anything anyway.
Rip.
Fact.
Yeah. Well, did you get anything during like Christmas sales, just in general? You know, I guess that's what it counts.
Yeah, splash it.
I got no, honestly, nothing. I got everything I need. Honestly, just trying to save.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, I feel like that a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, with me, I got like a couple hundreds from my just general family members. I've just been saving up for like the desktop build. Oh, I got bought like new shoes, in New Balances, and I got like a clothes washing basket, which is pretty fit. That's actually something I wanted.
Right.
Like far there, I don't really want anything else. So I was like,
oh yeah, I did get some shoe storage, but I still need to find a better.
What about Christmas when you're younger?
Oh, like notable.
Watching like my nephews and shit. Yo, they get so excited and stuff.
Best Christmas I ever had as a kid was like 2008, and I got PlayStation and a Wii.
Oh my god, bro!
So I used to get like one game a year. That was really bit.
Oh, dude, I can relate to that. I can.
The one game a year classics,
Honestly, with 2 consoles and bare games, bro. Jeez.
Yeah, I had that jump too when I was I think I was I was 10, because that's when I got 360, and that's when I wasn't the one game a year stretch it out deal. That's the classics. Those are the old days.
I remember very vividly. I got Pro Street, FIFA on the PlayStation, and the PlayStation was mine. Like that was my thing. And then they got the Wii for me and my sister, and we had fucking obviously Wii Sports, Sonic and Mario. Had the Olympic Games.
Yeah,
Wii Play.
I had that as well. Hell yeah.
Nice.
I had Wii Play. Yeah. And then like, the Rabbids games. Rabbids games.
Oh yeah.
Fucking Mario Party 8 we had.
Right, man. Fuck.
Hard shit.
I remember I was actually in the kitchen, and we have like one of those like digital photo frames that like side scrolls like through different photos, and my dad put a bunch of Christmas photos on there. I was walking by and I saw one of the like Christmas photos from when I was like 8, like 6 or 7-ish. And it's a picture of me like smiling, and I have like my copy of Need for Speed Most Wanted for the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
All that there.
Yeah, that's all I did.
Yeah, bro. My dad was pirating that shit. My dad.
Oh, nice.
Allegedly, Cam's dad is allegedly on her side.
Allegedly. Nah, it's alright. I got fucking Need for Speed on lock. They ain't doing shit to me.
I think a
They're gonna
couple.
get you when you're 5.
Well, what are they gonna do? Kick me out. It's alright. You make shit games anyway.
Actually, dude, one of my friends told me that
It's not
he
looking like
got
it's
a.
gonna be
Yeah, life's calm.
What was it? One of my friends told me that he got some kind of like a DMCA letter because he pirated The Witcher 3, like from his ISP. So now he has to use a VPN.
Oh, they do
But
that.
I didn't even know that
they
was
do
a
that,
thing.
though.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
they can do that, but CD Projekt Red does that to like troll people. Yeah, it's like
Oh,
an infamous thing to troll people. They send DCMA notices out the cunts who pirate.
I remember.
That's hilarious.
I got caught.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I remember. I acquired a copy
Gungeon
of.
does it.
I acquired a copy of Car Driving Simulator, and I was playing it, and all of a sudden, about after 15 minutes, all the cars start fucking floating, like in the air. And I look it up, and it's like, yeah, if you have a pirated copy, the cars will just start floating in the air.
Oh,
like,
yeah, I'm pretty sure that initial D video I made, where the cars were just zooming across and doing a madness. I'm fairly
I remember
certain in the
that.
comments, people were telling me in the comments that was because
It's
it was
pirated.
it was pirated, yeah. But I thought we made for
Yeah.
a fantastic video, so I'm not too
So
bothered.
you know,
yeah,
into
no,
the
that's great.
dungeon, the way they do it is they spawn like these immortal Grim Reapers that just chase you to every room.
Oh, that's actually like
and,
wow.
and the
Programming.
messages that the NPCs say will be like pirating is bad or like reciting like laws. It's like fuck.
Imagine you get that for your birthday. Like you get that for like your birthday or
Pirated
Christmas.
copy into the guns and it's
Yeah.
giving you like laws.
But
and
honestly,
guns.
you know-
Imagine you got a pirate game for Christmas or some shit, and everyone's just walking around naked.
Oh,
You got
wow.
Cyberpunk, and everyone's walking around with titties and dicks
Yeah,
out. Right?
yeah, you can see
That's
how
not the
big
pirated
dicks
game,
is
that's
too,
just-
like the sizing.
That's just the full game.
That's
It's
just
just the full game.
yeah, that's just Cyberpunk. Though.
True.
It just doesn't load.
Yeah.
as
No.
well.
But
You know-
what about if they're just
I'm pretty
all
sure that
naked,
does actually
like,
happen.
no one has clothes?
I've had a glitch where I've just loaded into the game and she's just ass naked, and I'll be sitting there and I'm waiting for my character to like close to
You're
like
waiting for
spawn
your-
in, but they just don't spawn in, bro.
Wait for your parents to walk
Yeah,
in
see,
at the
I have to
first
go
time.
back
Yeah,
to, like-
yeah, one of
I had
those.
to go and like re-put the clothes on. I was just start begging.
Why can't I get a glitch
Yeah.
like that for like Need for Speed Heat? Why can't that?
That's
be-
another thing actually I want to say.
Alright,
Quickly on Cyberpunk is all the glitches I've actually encountered have been quite funny, to be honest.
They've been
Yeah.
jokes ones, yeah.
Yeah, they're
One-
fucking
oh,
hilarious. Like
one of them.
I don't know. I'll be like shooting a cop or some shit, and then another one will spawn on me, but his head will be stuck in the car, so he can't shoot or some shit. Like
No,
just some funny shit. It reminds me of, I don't know if anyone here played the old WWE game, SmackDown vs. Raw.
Oh,
game.
yeah.
They were the glitchiest games I've ever played. Like
They
some
were
of the
so
most
fun.
glitchy I've ever played. But SmackDown vs. Raw 2008, some of the shit that you could do on ladders because of how glitchy that game was mad.
I
It was
remember the
mad.
PSP version of that game.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
it was
I remember
OG.
there was a glitch where I could walk up and down the ladder, but I was like walking like I was on the ground. Like I wasn't climbing, I was just walking
Oh
up
my
the
gosh.
ladder.
That's how they do it. That's how they do
Yeah.
it.
It's how they do in real life. man.
There's
And they
one
can't grab you off too. That was the thing about that. They couldn't grab you off. And shit
Yeah.
like that.
right.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
one glitch in Cyberpunk that really ticked me off. It was like a loop of music was stuck, and then there was, I guess, the other track of music. So I'm hearing two different, basically, music sources at the same time, and it's supposed to be this like pivotal, like serious, like almost touching moment in the game's
Cutscene,
story.
yeah.
And I just hear this guitar riff repeating over and over and over again, and I can't save and exit because it's an important part of the
I
game.
had that.
I
I had
just
that.
have to wait.
I thought that was part. I thought that was part of the thing. I was really confused.
Oh my
I was
God.
like, "Yo, he's really going for it."
Yo,
Bro.
did anyone really just get that? It's a touching scene. Fucking hell.
Oh
Can you tell
wow.
me what that mission is without spoilers? Because I think I remember what it is, but because I know life did, I forgot.
It involves one character, Alt Cunningham.
I wouldn't ruin it, to be fair, because
It's that one. I
I'll
know
be
what it is.
really
yeah,
honest.
Yeah.
kind
Leave it
of,
on the low.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll leave it. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
what
just
is,
leave it
but
at that.
That's quite funny. That's quite funny.
Yeah, you know, I would describe Cyberpunk as it shares like not the characteristics of the issues of Need for Speed 2015, but sort of like the feeling I get. Like but it has issues. It definitely has issues that are very easily seen, but it's still very enjoyable regardless. Like that is, I guess, how I
At
describe
least you
Cyberpunk.
know most of these will get fixed or modded anyway because it has mod support.
Eventually.
Yeah, it will definitely get fixed. But you shouldn't
Yeah,
like,
obviously.
any advice, you should never buy anything with the promise of what it's gonna be. You should buy it
Or never
what
buy
it
it
actually
day
has on
one,
day
usually.
one. Yeah.
Never
I never buy
day
games on
it's
day one.
rough.
I never buy games on. This is the first game I bought on day one myself. I want to say since
Unlucky.
2015. You know,
Yeah,
genuinely.
2015. That was the
Yeah.
last game I bought since day one.
Yeah, actually,
So I didn't play
I
Watch Dogs this year,
pre-ordered.
got given that dog shit.
I
Yeah.
I
I've not paid
pre-ordered
for a Need
it,
for Speed game. I've not paid for a Need for Speed game since 2015.
That
I've
was
not paid for a Forza game since like Forza 5. Nah,
Dang.
not on that still.
Yeah. I pre-ordered
I paid for
in
Forza game.
2015, but I ended up enjoying it, so that works out. Yeah, I think we went over all the stuff we got for Christmas and all that jazz. So let's just jump into the first topic I wanted to talk about, which is why I think people are sleeping on Xbox All Access hard. Like, I get people want PS5s, and I understand it's because of the exclusives, and Xbox kind of has an issue there. But the future of games is, I think it's going to go towards a sort of service-oriented kind of experience.
Streaming
And-
service, yeah.
Are you talking about Game Pass?
Not just Game Pass, Xbox All Access. Let me explain what that is.
So it's like you pay monthly and you get a
Yeah.
console of your choosing and you get like online
And you get
stuff
Game
and all that.
Pass. You get Game
Oh.
Pass
Yeah.
Ultimate, which
Oh,
comes
yeah,
with
yeah.
gold.
Free hinge.
Yeah. So
maybe.
My nephew said that.
yeah. So for 2
Series
years.
X as well.
Yeah, for S and for X. Let me explain the different.
I knew it was for the
packages.
Series S, but I didn't realize it was for the X.
Yeah. So for the Series S, for 24 months, for 2 years, it's $25 a month. That is over 2 years, $600. That sounds like a lot, but hear me out. If you get a Series S separately and pay for 24 months of Game Pass, that'll be $660. So you actually save money. There's no percentage of interest or anything. So like, you save money.
You win.
You win. Yeah, you win. Here's the thing. I
You
get
just
that
win.
the
And
Series
you really even do.
yeah,
and
the,
that
the
receipt.
Series S has a small SSD, right? But let's say you get a massive external hard drive, not SSD hard drive. Hear me out. It's cheap. Obviously, you can't play the games with the velocity architecture technology off the hard drive, but you can have them on the hard drive so then you can download it, quote unquote, from your hard drive to your SSD. And Game Pass gives you so many freaking games, so many of them. And honestly, like, it would not appeal to me anymore because my taste in games is weird and not every game excites me.
Do you know who that would
But, like,
appeal to?
Yeah. What's up?
New gamers. People who haven't
Yes.
played games before.
That
Yeah.
and like
All
if
these
I was
games to
younger,
try.
dude, if I was a kid and there was Xbox All Access, holy cow, like that would make the difference from basically me playing Need for Speed Carbon for like 10 years straight, which is basically what my childhood
Yeah,
felt
my
like.
nephews,
Go to a friend's house,
gone all
do
in.
whatever, and play Need for Speed Carbon. That was about it.
The whole landscape of that's different now. Like,
Yeah.
you get free games having fucking PlayStation Plus, bro.
That's true.
Like,
That's true.
Yeah, like, but the thing is with Xbox, I don't think Xbox as a console isn't made for people like us. I don't. think.
Right. That's true.
Nah.
It's made for casuals. Like,
Different.
Oh
controller
yeah, that's like the
demographic.
perfect.
There's
like,
no
imagine getting that for your
reason.
Christmas present.
There is no reason anyone in this chat right now should own a Series X when we all have computers. No
Right.
reason.
No,
Game
no,
Pass
but
is the only
new
reason.
People, on the new people, imagine like you get like your Series X for Christmas, like you're a kid, like this is your first ever console, and you have all those games to choose from. Fuck, that'd be sick.
That would be,
Like,
yeah.
the one
It's
game a year, the one game a year, stretch it out. Fuck, you just jamming. That's sick.
And
I
that's
mean-
another thing as well. Like, I don't think that actually matters as much as you think either. Because think about how many good free games there is nowadays, bro.
Oh, actually, true.
oh
yeah.
it's
Fuck it.
ridiculous.
Like, cause my
Fortnite,
nephews, they would
Warzone, fucking
my nephews
Apex,
hate that game now. That's fun.
Apex, and then
Yeah.
all of the. I think about the countless games that have been given away for free. Like,
Oh yeah, dude.
yeah,
I'm in
Titanfall been on Xbox games for gold at some point. Fucking Need for Speed, like Battlefield, everything. Like, yeah.
yeah. I've been
For the
I don't
hardcore gamer, this is
actively
not much, but yeah.
yeah. I haven't actively been playing the Crew 2 at all, but I'm in their server because you can get a role where it pings you anytime anyone finds a free game, and they're usually like the fastest at it. So it's like
Fitted.
for PC, and so there's just like loads of stuff there. But like if I was a kid, this would have been like ridiculous, actually ridiculous.
I'm
And,
busting nuts, yeah. I'm
Well,
on
when
this
it comes with the Series X, you don't save as much money. It's $35 a month for 24 months. and you save about $20. It's $840 versus $860. Which I know it sounds like a lot of money, but in the long run, when you just think about how many games that is and all that stuff, you see, I think Microsoft is going to kind of take an L in this generation for a little bit, but they're sort of investing in the future. They're gonna they're basically building on games as a service, and they're gonna keep going with that. And I'm not sure if I like it or not, but that's just how it looks like.
Yeah, I don't think they're competing with Sony. I don't think they're competing with anyone.
Apparently, apparently through like fiscal like ratings, they're like hard losing this war.
You want premium games that you can't find anywhere else. You buy a PlayStation.
Right.
If you're a casual who you know just plays games regularly, you get an Xbox.
Yeah. And if you're a weirdo, you get Nintendo.
More reflects the PlayStation's more reflects to the casual, so it's like, just.
But also, who gives a fuck about the casuals? Shit, mate, like we don't listen to you. It's like, go buy the Xbox. G. We're playing PC, and we're wanting to fight our PCs because we're trying to run Cyberpunk real PC shit. We hate our PCs.
Hey, all I'm saying is, bro, I can play Cyberpunk in your Xbox lots.
Oh gosh, yeah, it's bad.
Bro, good look on your refunds, bro.
Yeah.
Good luck on your refunds, bro. I'm going to be playing my second playthrough on hard.
No. Can't imagine getting Xbox Christmas Cyberpunk. Can't play that shit, man.
Yikes.
You're just sad. You're just sad on Christmas. Fuck. Go next. Sell that console.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, the monthly thing could be good for people who can't afford the console upfront.
Right. Yeah, no, that too. It's exactly like, I mean, really, even if, I mean, I don't know. If like, let's say you've been gaming on PC for a while, but I mean, a while, like right now you have like a GTX like 650 Ti or something, and whatever older Intel CPU or something, and you're like, man, I really want to be able to play some newer games, but I don't really have the like financial abilities. Like there's all of those games from Game Pass, which also includes EA Play, and then Microsoft also bought Bethesda. And then there's like, for the average person who just wants to play games, it is a fantastic deal, and I think people are sleeping on it. I really do.
Maybe it means that like Xbox
people
like,
are sleeping on
overtly know.
I don't think. I think people know about this has been known. I think this has been very much known. Like this isn't like a secret.
Right.
Was it?
But I mean, like,
I remember when the Series S got announced, like, all over my Twitter timeline, it was this for this much a month.
Okay. I must have not been aware of that. But I mean, like, I was talking about it to some of my friends.
Twitter, people posting "Who cares, bro? Fuck up" memes.
Yeah, that's true still. But Xbox. People have been talking about Xbox as a value proposition for time.
Fair enough. Yeah, I guess I just haven't.
Maybe they're like very, very cognizant of it now, and they're just going for that.
I don't want to downplay it. It's a very good deal if
definitely
you can't afford a PC or whatever. Definitely.
Yeah.
But then real gamer shit. Listen here.
Say if you're that kid in that situation and you're like, can I get an Xbox or a PlayStation? Likelihood is you're not going to get an Xbox because most of your mates will probably be on PlayStation anyway.
Right.
Oh yeah. That's the biggest factor. What are the homies on? Fuck.
Yeah. Doesn't even give it. Most of the time, it doesn't even fucking matter if it's cross-platform or anything because you'll just want what your friends have when you're that young.
Yeah. That's how it usually goes, especially when you're younger.
It doesn't even matter.
That's one of the reasons why the 360 had such a big head start on the PlayStation. Is that when you have a year, when you're a year ahead, and then all your friends have an Xbox, you're gonna get an Xbox even when the PS3's out.
It was because of COD. Let's be real.
PlayStation
everyone moved to COD and everyone started moving.
Oh yeah.
Now PlayStation had a pretty bad launch.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
PlayStation cost too much at launch. PlayStation 3 cost too much at launch. No exclusives or anything. It was basically the opposite of what we have now with Xbox.
Yeah, and pretty much they put like the Xbox with that final like how big COD got because I know over 100 people in my city that got an Xbox 360 and they had a PS3 just to play 360 with their boys.
Dang.
Because they got them. Yeah, I did it.
I did that towards the end of the
that cemented the nail in that generational war. The COD blowing up as big as it did.
The reversal kind of happened for me. I remember in our friend group, I got a PlayStation, and everyone's like, "Yo, what the fuck? Why didn't you get an Xbox?" And
same. Yep.
Oh no, I had a PS3 and then they got like an Xbox later on because I got like mine.
Yeah. I'm the same as you, Studio. And then I bought one like when the Xbox One was like a year out. I bought a 360 and played like fucking Horizon for the first time and all that shit, and played GTA when that was new, like 2013, 14. And I used to play that. Like,
I played Horizon for the first time in 2016.
Me,
It was
2017.
so good. I can't believe I didn't play it before.
Yeah, me too. Honestly, it's hard to tell because I was thinking about this. Would I rather have had a 360 or a PS3? Right? I mean, just subjectively speaking, I definitely do enjoy the 360 Forzas a lot more. I find the features in like Motorsport 2 and then the other like intricacies of Horizon 1, like they things that I like personally like enjoy more. But I also thought about it and like Little Big Planet and like that was one of the big ones for me. Like being able to create levels and find levels and stuff like that, and also having friends over and we would like create stuff, and that was awesome. And then also Gran Turismo, their public open lobby system. Like I think I've ranted about how much I love
good.
Gran Turismo's online systems. I think they're like the top when it comes to like online.
Positive runs.
When you're able to like name your thing so that everyone knows what they're getting into, and then there's less like confusion and there's like it's more organized, and I don't know, I just love it. Also the chat box,
drift lobby 90s Japanese only.
The fact, the fact that you can use like a text chat in there to like say like anything, just that extra bit of communication, and the fact that they had a total timer thing. That was the same for everyone. You'd go to drag lobbies. Somebody puts 20 in the chat. You're like, what does that mean? When the overall time hits 20 seconds, that's when you go. And so then you'd have drag lobbies and stuff like that. The game doesn't even have drag racing, but you can, like, it gave us just enough tools for the community to create their own way of playing the game.
Yeah,
so.
to touch on the lobbies, in drift lobbies, we if there were like 8 people, we'll do a thing where like we'll do runs, and then depending on how good the runs were, depending on where we were in the train.
Yeah,
those are cool.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think whether it's an arcade or a track racer, Need for Speed, Forza the Crew, Gran Turismo, whatever it is, it should have like those features don't even seem that extreme to me. Like an overall timer, like a text chat. Or like being able to name lobbies. That doesn't seem like
so
over the top crazy to me. But
but it's so underrated. Just having a text chat.
Yeah, there's so many things that like the current like games lack that seem like so easy to like
you know what? CJ, I was thinking about this, and I think I also mentioned this on earlier episodes of the podcast. I almost feel like when it comes to racing games, mainly arcade racers, less emphasis has been put on online multiplayer. I think Forza has done a pretty decent job in like with Horizon 4 with the ranked and other things. But like with Need for Speed, 2015 Payback and Heat had issues with online multiplayer in terms of either not having PvP on launch or not having online free roam on launch, or just not having PvP online at all.
Fuck.
And then with the Crew 2. Like, The Crew is the only game I genuinely remember having so much fun playing the PvP in.
That was clean. I love that shit.
Yeah, like, I can respect Forza's online multiplayer. I think they're doing a good job there. It's just, I don't find it enjoyable, right? But, like, at least in the 7th generation, you had options, right? Like, oh, I don't feel like playing Hot Pursuit 2010 online, then I'll go play Blur, or I'll go play Mod Nation Racers, or I'll go play something else. Like, you had options. Here, you just... I don't know. It's
and stuff like that is the reason. Like, there's really nothing arcade racing wise to play. And
we're starving for racing games.
Yeah, I'm literally I am not in the mood to like do anything. Like, I it's been tough because I've kind of come to the realization that like a lot of the reason why I have the audience that I do is because of the Crew 2. And I want to fucking slit my wrist every time I want to play that game. So, really, I've kind of come to this, like, I guess, reckoning that, like, it doesn't matter what avenue I take, I'm pretty much going to be going, like, I'm pretty much going to be going to a I'm pretty much reverting my save, I guess you could say. I'm going back to, like, a previous save with my content. and I kind of need like there's nothing really to do. So like I need to like focus on doing other things that don't necessarily garner the same views that pooping and peeing on the Crew 2 does. You know?
Right. Yeah. Honestly,
I mean, right now there's honestly nothing I want to make videos on right now. There really isn't much. So I'm really just streaming right now. All I'm doing is streaming.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't made a video in 2 weeks.
I mean, honestly, one of the the thing I love the most about my YouTube channel is that I don't actually necessarily care about where it's going. It's just like a fun like side project thing, and I guess I'm fortunate to be in a position where I can just focus on other stuff too. But yeah, that would be kind of.
It's not really anything for me that's interesting at the moment either, really. But
yeah,
as far as videos goes concerned, I've got like a fair few ideas. Like indie scene's pretty cool. Need to make a video on a rally because that's sick, and I haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
You know, there's for me. It's not so much like, you know, there's not been anything happening in the racing game space since Horizon 4 when that first launched 2 years ago. So it's been pretty dead for a while now, and it's just a shame. It's just a shame that Codemasters that none of their games are particularly popular.
Right.
Like Dirt's not a popular franchise, even though the game is very good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like it's just not gonna, you know, pull in the same amount of people. It's very niche.
Yeah.
Because what you could say with the F1 games is, as well as like it's niche in its own way because it's like the hardcore cunts because of how big the esports scene is growing. It's not like a casual audience that like chunking those games out, so it does affect that.
Yeah. But I probably quarantine and lockdown and what shit probably doesn't help with the lack of motivation because, to be honest, I'm the same way. But I'm also at the same point in my channel, to be honest, Dave, with what you were saying, like, just play what the fuck you want, bro. And then if people like it, they do. If they don't, whatever. I think games also help with that mentality.
That's how all the the huge Twitch streamers went. They like, what was it, XQC? He used to be one of not just in America, he used to be one of the world's best Overwatch pros on Tank. And then he just like did whatever the fuck. Well, he got like kicked off his team for like doing wild shit and all this stuff. But yeah, like him and everyone else that's gone big showed like fucking, who was it? Like Wreckful was like one of the best PvP players in World of Warcraft. He just did whatever the fuck he wants and bang, blew up. And I feel like that is the move when you have a good fan base that follows you. Just test the waters with whatever the fuck you want and see what happens.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like that's where I've kind of been stuck because I naturally like don't like going out of my comfort zone. So like I've been kind of limiting myself, I guess, creatively and just what I've like. There are a lot of things I'd like to make videos on, but like
I mean, it's more a case of like, in the end of the day, are you making videos for strangers on the internet or for yourself in it? Like that's what it is.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what it comes down to, I think. Anyway, like, yeah. The comfort zone thing I definitely get, but it's more a case of like, you know, gotta do
for the
things for yourself,
strangers.
Yeah,
shout out to strangers though.
No point doing it. Yeah, shout out to the strangers still, but
shout out to the strange ones in the chat.
Yeah. I think we should just move on to the, I guess, let's call it our last topic. And it's a very basic thing at the surface, but I do want to like go in depth on this. So for a long time, I've wanted Forza Horizon 2 and an Xbox One. And let me kind of explain sort of the timeline, right? It's like 2013, 2014. I have a PS4. I wanted a next gen system for for the Crew and Need for Speed, I guess the future of it. I didn't have a PC at this point. Like whatever, I'll get a PS4, Gran Turismo and whatnot. I see Horizon 2, and I don't know much about Forza at this point, right? I basically have been living under a rock. And then I see these YouTube videos, and these people, they're swapping engines and swapping drivetrains, and like the sounds are pretty decent, and like the physics look kind of half semi-realistic. And I'm like, man, this looks like a ton of fun. I wish I had an Xbox instead. Fast forward a little bit, it's 2016. Phil Spencer or whoever the Xbox guy is like, yo, Xbox Play Anywhere. You can now our future titles are going to be on Windows 10. At this point, I have a PC, and I'm like, I cannot wait until I can get my hands on Horizon 3. It'll be awesome. I think I've voiced my opinion on Horizon 3 a couple times, but let me just really briefly.
I got the Xbox story too, the Horizon one. It actually has to do with Cam too.
It is one of the most highly anticipated games, and one of the most disappointing events in my life, period. That is how hard I was let down. Part of it was because PC performance, like, you know how bad Cyberpunk is? It was worse with Horizon 3 initially. It like didn't want to use half of my CPU. It like used system RAM instead of video RAM. It was all over the place. Like, I don't know who the people were that made the PC port, but my goodness, that
shame on you.
That wasn't the only thing. Like, obviously I have other personal gripes and things with it, but like that was what really like kicked it off. I remember being disappointed the very day it came out. It came out at 1 a.m. in my time zone, and I waited for it. And then I was so angry. I like couldn't go to bed because I was steamed. I wasn't even like, I was just mad. Yeah.
Fuck.
I mean, looking back, it is a little pathetic, but I was like 15, 16 years old, so whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
that's
like
reasonable.
that.
That's reasonable.
It's reasonable when you're that age. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, this little thing that like now seems little. Oh,
Now,
annoying
yeah.
as fuck then, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I've been doing fuck shit. You
Yeah.
know, I'm 2 years old, so I can't say anything.
Yeah. And so, you know, some time passes, Horizon 4. I have some opinions about it. I know you guys have other opinions about it. That's whatever. But I wanted Horizon 2, and for a very long time, not only just like from 2014 till 2016, but even up until very recently, I really wanted it. And part of it was the atmosphere, just from what I've seen in videos. Part of it is also the engine sounds, which is very minor and like kind of like not important, but I mean, I guess person to person. But like you can definitely tell where the sound designer from Polyphony left and started, or the sound designer from Playground and Turn 10 left and started working for Polyphony. Like you can sort of tell it's in between Horizon 2 and 3. Part of that also allegedly is because the version of the Forza Tech engine, they had to remake all the sounds with the synthesizer or some, I don't know, man, just some other complicated things.
With the synthesizer, yeah, that's what they sound like. Those noises.
Yeah. Anyways, a couple of other
MIDI keyboard in that.
yeah.
You got the 808.
Yeah,
You know, a couple of other like super specific things, but I really wanted Horizon 2. Part of it was still because of the fact that I had wanted it for so long previously that it still sort of like crept in. And the way I could describe
It's like an old crush. Like
almost,
I'm
yeah.
still trying to beat.
And it was less like it was a longing for it, right? And like
Longing, the longing.
Yes. And
It was wistful thought.
I like just a few months ago, I was looking at cheap Xbox Ones because I'm only gonna get if I'm only getting an Xbox One for one game, right? I want it to be under $100. I find some
cheap.
people on like I try to get some for like 60 to 80 bucks cheaper if possible. You know, for a few months, I sat and thought about it, and here's a conclusion that I came to. When you need something and you want it, the cure to your problem is to obtain the thing because you need it. When you have a longing for something and you want it, the cure for the problem is not to obtain it, but to realize you don't need it. And so it's so weird.
Somewhere else and realize, nah, this shit's mid, bro. I shouldn't have been fiending for this for 5 years.
Exactly.
To be fair, yeah, when I got Horizon 2, it was 2014, and it was because I was watching Cam's videos. It was the first videos of Cam's I ever saw.
Right.
And I was like, yo, this shit's fitted.
Okay, sure.
I'll also sub this cunt.
No,
I'll
the
go get
game
this
was
game
good.
real quick.
I thought the game was alright, but like, it's definitely not. Like, it's not as good as the first one.
Oh yeah,
it's hard to beat the first
actually,
one, though.
you just reminded
It's a
me.
banger.
2
You
and
just
3 are,
reminded
like,
me a couple things.
they were a bit shit in my opinion. But then
Yeah, I
4
played
and
2
1 are
first, and I
best.
played 1. I was like, fuck.
Yeah,
Should have played this first.
like part of this realization happened when one of my friends was like, you know, because I've just been talking to them for so long about like, man, I think I found a cheap Xbox One. I'm gonna keep talking to the seller and whatnot, and they're like, you know, I can see why you're excited for Horizon 2, but I don't think it can live up to the hype you personally have for it. And that's kind of what triggered the thinking.
Hype is a dangerous thing when it's left unchecked.
Yeah, I mean, talk about Cyberpunk. But like with Horizon, I got Horizon 1 and a 360 around 2017 for relatively cheap. I didn't have many expectations for it. I just heard, hey, a lot of people really like the first Horizon. I might as well try it out. I found it for somewhat cheap. I really enjoyed it. I mean, like, I can go in depth. I think Niner made a really good video about it on his channel about like some
Go watch
like,
it.
aesthetic
Niner
things
Fan
about it.
Gaming, you know the
Richard.
Yeah.
Richie.
I mean, like, I thought about it, and I also thought about
Rest
how
in
a
peace,
lot
he
of
couldn't make
people,
it.
yeah, a lot of people do prefer the first game to the second game. And this first game, I wasn't completely like out of my mind blown away by it. I was like, I really, really enjoyed this game. But like I didn't get that crazy, ridiculous feeling. But my hype for this other game that a lot of people consider worse, it over exceeds what I didn't even experience with the better product. So like,
Oh,
that
really? I mean,
was one of the things
Oh, I know
that
what
I
that
had to
is.
realize.
That's like the grass is greener thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know what it is? It's human nature to want something you don't have. Part of the reason I wanted Horizon 2 so
Well,
badly
it's
was the
difficult
fact
to
I didn't
get.
have it.
Key
Yeah,
point.
I mean, it
Even
wasn't
better if you can't get,
necessarily
like, I want that
difficult.
more.
Like I had the money, but like I knew it was an unwise like financial decision to like blow over $100 on an Xbox, and then only for one game.
That is fiending for
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. I would not be able to do that. And I just also thought about it. Imagine I get the game and maybe just something doesn't click and I don't enjoy it. Like having
Aw.
wanted something for so many years and then spending way too much money for it and realizing it's not at all what I thought it
I
was.
have the same feeling.
Yeah, some
before
life
Horizon
advice
one.
on that is
Yeah.
if you ever get the chance to beat a chick that you had a crush on, don't do it. It's a lot more disappointing. She's not as good as I think. It's the same as that. Exact same. It's like it's like I had this whole thing in my head. It's not as good.
Yeah, it's a
Hurt.
thing in human nature. It happens to everyone with other things.
Oh yeah.
The grass is always greener on the other side.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
anything in life, man. I
Yeah.
was saying like so I wanted Forza Horizon because I've seen how good it is. My brother had an Xbox One and I've got a PC. I was going to use that, but then I was looking at other reviews and stuff and just watching videos and the game's like itself. I think £10-20. I just thought it's not worth it. I'll just leave it and save money on other things. And I think it's just better overall.
Yeah.
As you said, when you played it, it was overhyped and a bit like good, but nothing like special. If that makes sense.
Yeah. And another thing is, obviously, Horizon 3 and 4 made improvements upon the other games and upon Horizon 2, right? And I was going to miss some of those features and different things. And like it's not just a direct upgrade. It's just that there's a potential for me to enjoy this game more so than the other ones. And what I kind of realized was a lot of the things that I don't think about, but I would really miss from Horizon 4. And it's another thing of you don't really know or you don't really appreciate what you have unless it's not there anymore. Like in Horizon 4, the ability to quickly swap between vehicles and stuff like that, or just like the what is it, like the basket when you're upgrading things, you don't have to upgrade things very slowly, and like that's really painstaking and stuff like that. The little subtle details, those would stick out like a sore thumb, and then that would really ultimately just make me regret my purchase and like this whole like longing for something. that I
Wouldn't
didn't
that be
need.
like playing anything older or use anything older than something you already have?
What do you mean?
Like, let's say you buy a new car, you have a new car now, and it gets wrecked or something, you just get rid of it, and then you get an old one, and then you realize it hasn't got that stuff anyway.
Right, yeah, it's something to that effect. Yeah. Yeah, it's just I just eventually realized that.
Also, when you talk about that, it remind me, like I was saying, videos of it and stuff, and it has those little things, and they seem to add up, and it probably would be annoying to a certain degree a bit in gameplay.
Yeah. So I guess my question to you guys, have you had a similar experience of like having a longing for something, except have you gotten it and realized it wasn't worth it?
Oh yeah,
could be
Julia. That
anything.
was her name.
Yo,
Shout out,
Alright.
shout out,
yo,
shout
that's
out her from
facts.
you.
Yo, I'm going with Stelio's answer
Bro.
still.
Yeah, no,
I'm
it's
going with
literally,
Stelio's
we're not joking with the girl thing.
jokes.
We're not going with the drill thing. Julia Murphy, shout out you. Good luck in
You
finding
just dropped the
Yeah.
full name. Like two
you're
people
not
watch
finding
this
it.
show.
No, you can't find it. She doesn't have social media for whatever reason.
All
I
right.
don't know why. Fuck. I even asked her before the
Yeah,
meeting,
I'm not gonna snitch,
don't
but
have to do it, so
I'm not
Okay.
gonna snitch, but I want to go Stelio's answer. That was a good answer.
All right. So you can.
Yeah, no, because it's literally the same thing. It's like I really like this girl from like primary school, like elementary, like, and then I actually do get to beat like in high school, and I'm like,
I'm not on that. Yo, you
this
can
was
get me.
like,
Yo, you just said primary
got,
school,
like,
bro.
free
Yo,
makers
what are you doing,
just
bro?
now. That wasn't worth.
Nah, not on
I
that.
think-
I'm not
Oh,
about
no,
primary school
yeah,
gal.
I know what I mean, but
You
that's-
man.
huh?
Oi.
No, I had a crush on girl primary, and then I got the fucker when I was like.
That's
17,
not what
so-
you made.
Oh my gosh.
It's not
Wow.
like some spooky shit, bro.
Oh, I thought you understood. Which is like
You were
like,
like,
the
yeah,
reference to the
you're
meme.
like, you were like, yeah, primary, like primary.
Oh no.
Oh,
Some
goodness.
freaky shit. No, I was from
Alright,
primary
wow.
school. Like I liked her and all that, and yeah, then got the chance like years later, like running into her at like a flat party. I was like, oh, this is mid, bitch. You're disappointing.
Wow. I was thinking more materialistic things, but I guess that overall that example sort of works.
Oh, that's not even the material. Yeah, that's from the soul, bro. I felt hurt. I thought it was good.
Oh my gosh.
Materialistic things that I bought and I was an instant waste of time.
Oh, instant regret because you wanted it. Oh, I've always had that. But it wasn't anything bad. It was like, oh, I really want like this like milkshake right now, or like a slushy. I'm like, actually wasn't. Actually, maybe not. Damn. It's never anything like
looking at-
expensive.
Right.
Yeah, nothing that comes to mind, to be honest.
Yeah,
That's
it's
good,
all
that's good.
miscellaneous shit. Nothing that's
Yeah.
gonna put a dent in my card. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying
the
to get
cons who
clear
have,
about
like,
other things.
Who like impulse buy like a computer or something like a car. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
what? What are you doing? Yeah.
I mean, if you just have that much
Bro.
money, then you're just like,
Like, bro,
But
you
I don't
impulse
know.
bought that on finance. Good luck.
Oh, I've seen that
Yeah.
happen to people, an instant regret they have, but
Probably alcohol. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, it's fun.
Yeah, I was just going to say alcohol probably, if it's materialistic things.
hmm.
Oh yeah. It's like I thought this would
lot
be
of
good.
money
and
on
it's like,
alcohol.
damn.
Yeah.
I think for me, it'd be mostly games and like my phone. Like I thought it was gonna change the world. It's good. But it's nothing like crazy or special or whatever. I see
Change the
it.
world. He's got the
Obviously.
Watch Dogs phone. Fuck.
Nah, but like you're a tech guy, innit? Like, I don't think that's I don't think that's necessarily a regret because you're a tech guy, innit? So experiencing different phones, that's just a vibe, innit? Like that's just what
Yeah,
you're
man.
into. That's your thing. So like, it's the same for me. Like I like my laptops, like my phones, like my whatever, and
Yeah.
like you still got to use it, and like you still got something out of it. Do you know what I mean? Like
Right.
at least now you can base your opinion off what you've used or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
I think
Yeah.
the most recent one would be a laptop I had like last year or something. I thought it was going to be good to use it. It was okay and sold it. Like yeah, that's
Yeah,
probably-
actually, no, I've got one actually. It's sold. The laptop you sold me. Yeah, the
Hey.
laptop that you sold me was a fucking waste of time. Sorry, Sol.
Oh man.
Oh no.
I fucking
didn't-
disrespect. Jeez.
Wow. I just want to say laptops in general. My goodness.
Yeah.
I've had to go through so I think like you've heard mainly most of them. The problems I had with my laptop. And the thing is my laptop, the Dell XPS 15, there's like I know it's so highly regarded and like, oh wow, this is an amazing laptop. Like you do not know half of the issues I've had with this. Holy
Bro,
cow. I mean,
I'm going back to MacBooks as soon as I can for my laptop. Fucking hell, this Windows that you lot out here on Windows.
You
bro,
mean, yeah,
Jesus,
MacBooks,
Yeah,
fuck.
like-
MacBooks are superior.
Yeah, man.
man,
For
I-
laptops anyway.
for laptops,
laptop.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can see
Oh
that.
yeah, no, not computers. Fuck no. Oh, fuck
Yeah,
no.
well, with their new,
Some of
like,
the-
with
I've
their
actually-
new,
I've used the new one. Yeah, they have
with
one
their
that's
new
quite
M1
good.
chip, with their new M1 chips, they're pretty mad to be fair. But
Yeah.
I've heard
It's
that.
expensive as fuck. That's the problem.
Like the thing
Any
is,
money's worth
it's
it.
I've
Yeah,
had so many issues with every single laptop I've ever owned, but none with the custom built PC that I have. None. Zero. Zip. Zilch. Nada. It's like it's so
Custom build a
surprising.
laptop, surely.
The
You
the
can
lap
do that, but they're
my-
expensive.
Yeah, yeah.
if I can just try to run through pretty quickly. I mean, my laptop, Dell Support Assist. Half of my problems were gone once I nuked it off of the face of my hard drive, because at some point I couldn't output any audio, and then I couldn't update my video drivers because it wants me to update the Intel side of my video, like the integrated the iGPU. But then it's like you have an NVIDIA graphics card, you can't update it, but I need to update it because it's also linked to sound. And then other problems with BIOS. Dell, fun fact, does not understand how to release BIOS updates. There's this old screenshot I took of a message board. The message board's still up there, where it's like they release, I don't know, 1.3, and then they release 1.4, and then they roll back to 1.3.4, and then they roll back some other thing, and then they re-upgrade to like 2 updates, but not 3 updates. It's ridiculous. Then the Wi-Fi card was abysmal. A couple times I actually had my Wi-Fi get knocked out in the middle of an online test. But luckily I was able to contact the teacher.
I've had family members similar situations too.
Oh, it's awful. I replaced the Wi-Fi card, so I have a different Wi-Fi card in my laptop now. Because all the forum boards are like, yeah, just get rid of it. Thermal throttling issues. They eventually solved some of these with some BIOS updates, but like once it hits a certain temperature, the graphics card just shuts off, it just kills itself, right? So like I'm on Forza, I'm chilling at like 40, like maybe like 50 FPS, and then it just suddenly drops to 18 and it's stuck there. So that was really annoying. And it still likes to overheat itself. So I had throttle stop and I'm running an undervolt, which has helped quite a bit. I've had to do so much, and I actually, like I mentioned, I just replaced the RAM, which I mean, here's the thing, laptop RAM from manufacturers is so expensive. It's unbelievable. It's basically robbery. It is basically, if I just look up, like Dell XPS 15, I don't know, like officially supported RAM. If you get please buy third party RAM, because it was like $50 for like 4 gigs of RAM for an XPS 15 off of Dell's website. That is essentially robbery. And so I got a 32 gigabyte kit for Christmas, but it was from a different brand, and thankfully so. But yeah, moral of the story, Windows laptops, if you can deal with the issues, they're great. Otherwise, a MacBook is probably what you're going to want to have to, deal with. It's just so insanely frustrating. I don't even remember what we were talking about. I just got to this fit of rage over my laptop.
Fit of rage. It's rage.
Man. That has to be what you call the episode.
Fit of rage.
Yeah. Fit of rage.
Fuck.
Oh, God.
Dave Jobs, fit of rage.
Yeah, putting that in the thumbnail. Oh, boy. All right. Okay. I think, is there anything else anyone wants to say before we end things off? Anything at all?
Fuck ISIS.
Yeah.
Well said.
Come to New York City.
Okay. All right, CJ.
Shut up, Danger Zone. Oh shit! It's the end of fucking 2020. Are you playing this today?
Yeah, probably. I'm gonna try to.
Yeah, shout out. You're the gamer,
It's
coming to a close, but shout out. Keep your eyes locked to our Twitters. New Year's here. New year, it's a new thing in it. So
lock off the block.
At CraptasticJack.
Shout out to everyone that's been gamers in 2020. Year of the gamer though.
Of course.
Yeah.
Real game shit. Some cunts can do.
Man,
Fuck.
This is genuinely. I don't know if it can get any more gamerish.
We said it was year of the gamer, and they said, "Yep, COVID. Yep, game now."
They were like, game.
Fuck.
And playing the game of life.
Game.
IRL.
To be fair, 2020 is the year that I've become the most wealthiest I've ever been. Not gonna lie.
Let's go. Who's ran up them ranks in 2020? Let me hear that from the chat. Where's the boys?
Yeah, getting that fucking bag.
Yeah.
Getting the sack like I'm fag.
I've had some misadventures when it comes to the stock market, but things are actually looking decent now.
Things are doing really
Looking up,
well for me on the stock market.
Yeah.
This one stock I have has given me a total return of $53.
That's pretty good. So
very good. Nice.
Yep.
CTPR stock, this stuff has gone down quite a bit. And
Oh yeah, but it's I don't know. I don't want to deal with another stock brokerage because Polish stock exchange and all that stuff. So I'm just
oh yeah,
Polish people. Shout out them.
Yeah.
Shout out Phil one time. Shout out Neelix.
Oh yeah. I don't think anybody knows who he is because I don't think he's been on.
The boys know who it is. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Yep. All right. So, there are no comments in the last one, so I'm not gonna read the comments because there are none. But please
read the Russian.
If you're here, yeah. To all of my Russian robots friends who've been commenting meet.girls18 and then your alt account is also there. I will not be reading your comments. They're automatically nuked off of the face of my channel.
Go to the last episode of Drivecast. I'm sure there's some questions there.
There might be.
They
But
haven't been answered, surely. It is the mishmash. Surely we get the drivecast questions out the way now. They've
Oh
been
my
waiting for
God.
how many months?
Nah,
Oh,
there isn't, there
goodness.
isn't still.
yeah.
Oh, man.
We
No,
might save those.
DJ, we did one in
Oh.
March.
You know, we might save those for
We
we
did.
might look at them and save them for a little something else a bit later. You know, if that happens. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
If you still a drivecast can get me on, I'll be like a returning guest from way back.
Oh yeah. Yeah. All right then. In that case, we'll see you guys all in the next one.